The northern Gaza Strip, a densely populated area, has become a central point of conflict. This region, with its intricate web of streets and buildings, is home to hundreds of thousands of people who now find themselves in the midst of a relentless battle. Beit Lahia, known for its agricultural lands, is now scarred by fighting. Once a place of green fields and bountiful harvests, it now bears the marks of war, with fields turned into battlegrounds and farmers displaced from their homes. The Al-Shaymaa area, a residential neighborhood, faces constant threat. Families who once lived in peace now find their homes damaged or destroyed, their lives upended by the ongoing conflict. Jabalia camp, home to thousands of refugees, is caught in the crossfire. This camp, already a place of hardship, now faces even greater challenges as the violence escalates, leaving its residents in a state of perpetual fear and uncertainty. Overlooking these areas is the Al-Rashid command site, a strategic target for Palestinian factions. This site, perched on higher ground, offers a vantage point that is crucial for controlling the surrounding areas, making it a focal point in the ongoing struggle. This small strip of land, barely 25 miles long and a few miles wide, is a tinderbox. The density of the population and the limited space make it a highly volatile area where any spark can lead to a major conflagration. Years of conflict have left their mark. The landscape is dotted with the remnants of past battles, with buildings and infrastructure bearing the scars of repeated assaults. Buildings are reduced to rubble, streets are cratered, and the air is thick with tension. The once vibrant neighborhoods now resemble ghost towns, with the echoes of conflict reverberating through the empty streets. The civilian population trapped in this war zone faces a daily struggle for survival. Every day brings new challenges, from finding food and water to seeking shelter from the ongoing violence. The geography of northern Gaza, with its narrow streets and dense buildings, favors the defenders. The urban environment provides numerous hiding places and defensive positions, making it difficult for any advancing force to gain ground. Palestinian fighters, familiar with the terrain, utilize these features to their advantage. They move through the narrow alleys and hidden pathways with ease, launching surprise attacks and then disappearing into the maze of buildings. Tunnels, often dug beneath buildings, provide cover and allow for movement unseen. These underground networks are a lifeline for the fighters, enabling them to transport supplies and coordinate attacks without being detected. The proximity of civilian areas also poses a challenge for Israeli forces, limiting their use of heavy weaponry. The risk of collateral damage is high, and every operation must be carefully planned to avoid civilian casualties. The stakes are high for both sides. For the Israeli military, gaining control of northern Gaza is crucial to ensuring the security of their own territory. For the Palestinian factions, holding their ground is a matter of survival and resistance. For Israel, control of northern Gaza is crucial to preventing rocket fire into its territory. The constant threat of rockets has made this region a priority, with military operations aimed at neutralizing the launch sites and preventing further attacks. For the Palestinian factions, particularly Hamas's Al-Qassam Brigades, this is a fight for survival and a testament to their resistance. They see this battle as a crucial stand against what they perceive as occupation, and their resolve is unwavering. As the conflict intensifies, the human cost continues to rise, leaving a trail of devastation and despair. Families are torn apart, lives are lost, and the future remains uncertain for those who survive. The toll on the civilian population is immense, with countless lives disrupted and dreams shattered by the relentless violence. Under the cover of darkness, Al-Qassam fighters launched a daring attack on an Israeli foot patrol. The patrol, consisting of 15 soldiers, was moving through a built-up area near the border fence. The attack was swift and brutal, catching the Israelis off guard. Armed with RPGs, hand grenades, and light weapons, the Al-Qassam fighters engaged the Israeli soldiers at close range. The narrow streets and alleyways became a deadly battleground. The element of surprise, coupled with the fighters' knowledge of the terrain, gave them a significant advantage. The RPGs, designed to destroy armored vehicles, proved equally effective against infantry in such close quarters. The impact of the rockets, followed by a hail of gunfire and grenade explosions, inflicted heavy casualties on the Israeli patrol. The attack highlighted the effectiveness of guerrilla tactics in urban warfare. The boldness of the attack, so close to the heavily fortified border, sent shockwaves through the Israeli military. It demonstrated the Al-Qassam Brigades' capacity to strike behind enemy lines and inflict significant losses. The attack served as a stark reminder of the volatile nature of the conflict and the ever-present danger faced by Israeli forces operating in Gaza. The Al-Qassam Brigades and allied factions unleashed a barrage of heavy weapons fire targeting Israeli military vehicles and infrastructure. This coordinated assault was part of a broader strategy to weaken the operational capabilities of the Israeli defense forces. The intensity and precision of the attacks were designed to create maximum disruption and chaos within the ranks of the Israeli military. Al-Yassin 105 shells, known for their accuracy and destructive power, rained down on troop carriers, reducing them to twisted metal. These shells, named after the founder of Hamas, Sheikh Ahmed Yassin, are a symbol of resistance and are specifically engineered to penetrate armored vehicles, ensuring that the damage inflicted is both severe and irreparable. The tan dome shells, with their thermobaric warheads, created massive explosions, incinerating anything within their blast radius. These shells are particularly feared for their ability to generate intense heat and pressure, making them devastatingly effective against both personnel and equipment. The use of such advanced weaponry underscores the escalating nature of the conflict. One such attack focused on a military bulldozer operating near the Martyr Imad Akil Mosque. This location was strategically chosen due to the bulldozer's role in clearing paths and creating defensive positions, which are crucial for the movement and protection of troops. The bulldozer used by Israeli forces to clear obstacles and create defensive berms was caught in the open. Its exposure made it an easy target for the Al-Yassin shells, which are designed to maximize damage upon impact. The destruction of such equipment not only hampers immediate military operations, but also has long-term implications for logistical support and battlefield mobility. A direct hit from an Al-Yassin shell immobilized the vehicle, engulfing it in flames and sending a plume of black smoke into the sky. This dramatic visual serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of modern warfare and the high stakes involved in this ongoing conflict. The targeting of military infrastructure, such as the bulldozer, demonstrates a shift in tactics. Rather than solely focusing on enemy combatants, there is a clear intent to disrupt the logistical and operational capabilities of the Israeli forces. This approach aims to create a ripple effect where the loss of critical equipment leads to broader strategic disadvantages. By crippling the Israeli military's ability to operate effectively, the Palestinian factions aim to gain an advantage on the battlefield. This strategy is not just about immediate victories, but also about wearing down the enemy's resources and morale over time. The cumulative effect of these targeted strikes can significantly alter the dynamics of the conflict. The destruction of troop carriers further restricts Israeli movement, making it more difficult to reinforce positions or evacuate casualties. This not only impacts the immediate tactical situation, but also has longer-term implications for the overall military strategy and the ability to sustain prolonged engagements. The use of heavy weaponry, while effective, carries significant risks. These weapons are designed for maximum destruction, and their deployment in densely populated areas can lead to unintended consequences. The potential for collateral damage is high, and the humanitarian impact can be severe. The proximity of civilian areas means that such attacks can result in unintended casualties and widespread destruction. The line between military targets and civilian areas is often blurred in such conflicts, leading to tragic outcomes for non-combatants. This raises serious ethical and legal questions about the conduct of warfare in urban environments. The international community has condemned the use of indiscriminate force by both sides, calling for a ceasefire and a peaceful resolution to the conflict. There is a growing consensus that a military solution is not viable, and that diplomatic efforts must be intensified to bring about a lasting peace. The ongoing violence only serves to deepen the humanitarian crisis and prolong the suffering of all those involved. The intensity of the fighting in northern Gaza highlighted the growing collaboration between different Palestinian factions. This collaboration has been years in the making, driven by a shared sense of purpose and a common enemy. The factions once divided by ideological and political differences have found common ground in their resistance against Israeli military operations. The Al-Qassam Brigades, the armed wing of Hamas, coordinated their attacks with other groups, including the Al-Quds Brigades and the Al-Nasser Salah al-Din Brigades. This coordination has not only increased the effectiveness of their operations, but also demonstrated a significant shift in the dynamics of Palestinian resistance. This united front presented a formidable challenge to the Israeli military. The combined strength and resources of these factions have made it difficult for Israeli forces to predict and counter their moves, leading to a more complex and prolonged conflict. The Al-Quds Brigades, known for their expertise in mortar attacks, targeted Israeli command centers in the civil administration and the Netzarim axis. Their precise and strategic targeting has caused significant disruptions to Israeli operations, showcasing their tactical prowess. Their accurate fire disrupted Israeli communications and command and control capabilities. This disruption has been a critical factor in the ongoing conflict, as it hampers the Israeli military's ability to coordinate and execute their operations effectively. The Al-Nasser Salah al-Din Brigades, armed with a variety of rockets and mortars, provided supporting fire, pinning down Israeli troops and hindering their movements. Their role in the conflict has been crucial, as they offer both offensive and defensive capabilities that complement the efforts of other factions. This level of coordination between factions, once considered unlikely due to ideological differences, reflects the shared goal of resisting Israeli incursion. The factions have put aside their differences to focus on a common objective, which has strengthened their overall resistance efforts. The joint operations demonstrate a level of tactical sophistication and planning that has surprised Israeli military analysts. The ability of these factions to work together seamlessly has added a new dimension to the conflict, making it more challenging for Israeli forces to achieve their objectives. The effectiveness of this united front has raised concerns about the potential for a protracted and bloody conflict. The prolonged fighting in urban areas has led to significant casualties and destruction, with no clear end in sight. The collaboration extends beyond military operations. The factions have also been working together on political and strategic levels, holding meetings to discuss their plans and coordinate their efforts. Joint statements issued by the factions emphasize the need for unity in the face of what they perceive as Israeli aggression. These statements have been aimed at both their own supporters and the international community, seeking to garner support and solidarity. This united front has also resonated with the Palestinian public, who view it as a sign of strength and defiance. The support from the public has been a morale booster for the fighters, reinforcing their resolve to continue their resistance. Despite the ongoing conflict, life in Gaza continues. The resilience of the Palestinian people is evident as they go about their daily lives, showing a determination to endure and survive amidst the chaos. Humanitarian efforts have also been a crucial aspect of the situation in Gaza. Various organizations and volunteers have been working tirelessly to provide aid and support to those affected by the conflict, highlighting the human cost of the ongoing violence. Internationally, there have been numerous protests and demonstrations in support of the Palestinian cause. These global expressions of solidarity have brought attention to the plight of the Palestinian people and the complexities of the conflict. Diplomatic efforts continue as various countries and international organizations seek to mediate and find a resolution to the conflict. The path to peace remains fraught with challenges, but the hope for a lasting solution persists. Amidst the devastation, the sight of Palestinian children playing in the rubble serves as a poignant reminder of hope and resilience. The future of Gaza rests in the hands of these young ones who continue to dream and aspire despite the hardships they face.